everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my second update for my 21 and 21 project pan. In case you haven't seen my introduction or my first update, I will have those linked below for you. The way I've structured this project is I'm working on hitting 21 goals throughout the year, but I'm just working on 10 products at a time. So it's kind of like a rolling 10 project pan where I will either be working on emptying, hitting pan, or just hitting a usage goal on different products. So right now I have my 10 right over here ready to update you on. I will go ahead and let you know there won't be anything new rolling in this month, just because I didn't quite hit goal on a few things. I think I'm close, but I did make some really good progress, I feel. So this month, nothing new is coming in, but I still have some really exciting updates to share with you guys. So let's go ahead and get into the updates. As always, I follow the same flow from products I apply first to last. So I will be looking to this side occasionally for my notes as far as like usage and everything throughout the month. So if you see me looking that way, that's what I'm looking at. But we're gonna go ahead and get started with my first product, which is my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. So the first thing to note is I actually went ahead and took off my markings on the side. I put that on with washi tape so that I'm not marking the actual product, because I don't know, I just don't like the idea of actually marking my products. So I just put some washi tape on there and it works really well for me. Typically it doesn't rub off or anything like that. So it just works out, and then I can remove it like this and it hasn't affected the jar at all. So that, you will notice, is gone because I can't really mark it anymore. So there is a decent amount of product still down here at the bottom. But I went ahead and I removed the stopper today after using it, and there's some gunky product on there, which is a decent amount, and I don't think you're really going to be able to see in very well, but it's getting really, really low. When I look in there, it's a pretty thin layer, and then I was swirling the brush around and you can see I got all this open windowing and everything. It's pretty clear. I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but let me go ahead and give you the stats of what I've been doing in this project so far, and then we can move on to my speculations. So I used this product 28 times last month for a total of 54 uses since the beginning of the project. Now, I was using this pretty much all year last year, and I've hit right near 300 uses so far with that included. But just in this project so far, I've used it 54 times. Taking that into consideration, I feel like I don't think I can get this done by the end of next month, but there is a slight chance that I can get this done by the end of April. Okay, so this next product looks a little bit different than last time, and that is my Milani Screen Queen foundation in 100 Classic Alabaster. As you can see, I was marking it on the side here with washi tape, but now I'm not able to mark at all. So I had gotten down to probably about right around here, where the wand wasn't really touching the product too much anymore. If you watched my last update, you would have heard me talk about how the pump had gotten clogged in this foundation and I couldn't pump it out anymore. So I was having to unscrew the cap every time and just use whatever product was on there. Well, now I don't get very much product on there. So I decided, well, I'm gonna go ahead and try to empty it out, maybe put it in another pot, see what I can do. The problem is I could not get this to decant out of here. I've tried just sitting it upside down and letting the product all fall out. I've had this upside down now for about 3 days and it's still not all fallen down. I did run it under hot water. I tried not to run the water too long at a time, but it was sitting in hot water probably all said and done 20 to 30 minutes, and this is the result. You can see on the side, like, it's pretty much all come to this front portion here, and it has, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it has kind of settled at the bottom, but it's still coating the whole front, and there's still a ton down here at the bottom, and I don't know. I had kind of decided that I was gonna just leave the product in here and just use what I could. But I think what I might try to do is I might try to scrape as much out of here into another container as possible and just call it a day at that point. I do have a small spatula that I think might be able to fit in it, so I could possibly scrape at this side, like at the top and, well, the bottom and the sides, and try to get everything out. It will be a really messy process, so I'm kind of dreading doing that, but I might give that a shot, because honestly, I'm thinking even once I do that, I probably only have another month of use on this. I don't really see getting much more out of this, just with how quickly I went from here to here and then here to about here. So I have a feeling that this won't take me much more than this next month. As far as usage goes, I used this 22 times last month for a total of 43 uses in this project. I have been tracking this since I started using it, so I should have every single use of this foundation tracked. So once I do empty this out, I'll give you that number so that you can know kind of for your own projects, or just even for your own collection if you own this foundation, to kind of let you know the value that you're getting, as well as how long it might take you to use it up. The next product in this project is my bronzer, which is the contour side of my Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. So last month you couldn't see a ton of difference in this product. Mostly you just saw the wear kind of rubbing away the imprint on the design. You couldn't see the word sculpt pretty much at all anymore, but there wasn't really too much of a dent going on. However, this month you are beginning to see a bit more progress. You are starting to get a bit more of a dent out of it, and I feel like that's a pretty good sign that I'm making good headway. I don't know how quickly I'll hit pan on this. That is my goal. I do want to hit pan on it. You can kind of see I'm working away around this area primarily. That's just kind of where my brush tends to hit the most, I guess, when I swirl it. I try to kind of keep it fairly even. I think I lean towards this side because I'm just concerned that I'm gonna hit the highlighter and then mix the two by accident. But I don't know. I'm hopeful that I'll hit pan this next month. That does seem as though that's approximately how long it takes me to hit pan on a bronzer, is about 3 months. But we'll find out, but we'll see. Again, the dip isn't huge. You can definitely see it's wearing away, but I don't know that the dip is big enough at this point to actually see pan next time. But I am still hopeful. So I have used this every single day since the starting of this project. That means I've used it 28 times in February, and I used it 31 times in January, with a total of 58 uses. I do like this bronzer. I guess contour sculpting shade more than bronzer, but I do like this. I feel like sometimes it's not as maybe smooth as I would like it to be. I feel like every now and then I'll blend it in and it just doesn't seem to give me the airbrushed effect that I would kind of want a bronzer to give me. I don't dislike it at all. I think it looks nice. It's just on certain days I think I want other effects from it. This one does have a bit of a sheen running through it, and I have found that I personally like the NARS bronzer formula much better for a shimmer formula. I just feel like it blends out so well. It diffuses so nicely on the skin. So I personally like it a little bit better in that way, but I do like this. I have no problem with using it every single day to hit pan on it, and then eventually hopefully finish up. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't say it's my favorite. I don't know that I would repurchase this again. I think if I was gonna try one of her bronzers again, I would just get one of the full-sized ones, or maybe if she came out with a mini version of it sometime, I would try one of those. But I don't think I would get this personally just because I'm not much of a contour person. I'd rather just go ahead and put a bronzer on. I don't feel like I need the contouring as much, but it does a good job. I do like it, but it's just not something I need in my collection. Moving right along, we're going to move on to my highlighter in this project, which is my NARS Fort de France highlighter. Now, as you can see, there is some pretty noticeable progress on this highlighter, but it's nothing too crazy yet. I've been working away on this corner here, trying to flatten out and then hit pan just to connect these two panned areas. In case you're curious as to why there are two pans, I dropped this one time and just a tiny bit of product shattered over here. So it didn't actually reveal any pan at that point, but it had created a really significant dent. So I had decided to use that area for my inner corner highlight because I like to use this for that occasionally. And so I had done that and hit pan that way. And so I just kind of started working away at that area a little bit, but then I decided I wanted to hit center pan on it. And now I'm just trying to connect them. So I'm working my way sort of this way. I think that that's kind of how I want to work, is just kind of do from corner to corner. So starting over here and working my way across all the way to this corner. I feel like that might help me keep the majority of product in one area at a time, so that I'm never at a point where I'm working around the edges too much. But this is taking a while to get through. Obviously, this is a product that's gonna take a good chunk of time. Again, I've used this every single day, and actually a couple of times I've reapplied this, so I've counted again. But this last month I used it every day, so 28 times. For a total of 61 uses. So you can kind of see, like, you're seeing good progress for sure, but I don't know how quickly that's going to translate into using it up. We'll see how quickly things progress, but there is a good chunk of product still up in this area because I kind of focused up here for some reason. So this is pretty thick. So I don't see this going too quickly. It'll probably be here. There's a chance it'll be in all year, but I'm hopeful to move through it by June or July. Our next product I actually rolled in last month after finishing up my Buxom sample. So this is my blush product, which is my Milani Luminoso. I was working on this pretty much all year last year to try and hit pan, and I had hit pan in it. So now I'm just working to finish it up completely. You can see I've made some pretty decent progress. Not anything too incredible. I wouldn't say that this is anything like, whoa, that's a ton of new pan, but it is a decent amount. Pretty much just right here was showing last time, and you can see I've been wearing it away a bit. I have decided I'm just gonna kind of work that way, trying to expand the pan as much as I can as I go across. It is still kind of thick up here, but it's not like too thick. It's not too raised up here, as you can see. It is still a little bit above, but it's not anything too crazy. So I feel like this is gonna still take me a while. You don't need very much of this. Honestly, I use it more of as a topper anyways. So I kind of try to go fairly light-handed with it, and not get too much because it is a pretty intense blush color. Usage-wise, I use this 28 times, and since I just introduced it last month, that's a total of 28 uses in this product, or in this project. Again, I don't know how fast it's gonna go. Knowing how long it took me just to hit pan on it, I have a feeling it's not gonna be at least until the summertime, probably June or July, but that just depends on how often I can use it, because I don't wanna force myself to use it every day. I am really good about using my project pan products. But there are some days that I just don't want to use it, so I'm not going to force myself to. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how long this actually takes me. I haven't been tracking it since the beginning of usage. I've had it for about 5 years now, but I did track every use last year, and this is going to take me probably close to 400 uses to finish up from the time I started tracking last year. Next up, I have my single eyeshadow that I'm working on, and I am working to hit pan on this one. This is my H&M cream eyeshadow in the shade Sirocco. And as you can see, I've made a pretty decent amount of progress. I was kind of surprised at how much progress I did make when I looked at the pictures, but I feel like it looks much deeper than it did last month. Now, I have no idea how soon I'll hit pan on this. My hope is to hit pan this next month. To be honest, I'm kind of getting tired of using it just because I'm preferring to work on my Pan Those Eyeshadow palette shades. And this kind of gets in the way of that a little bit. As you can probably tell by how much I focus in on my products, I'm a bit of a obsessive user of my products when I know I have a goal on them. So it kind of frustrates me when I can't just focus on this one or just on my eyeshadow palette shades. But seeing progress like this is really encouraging. I did use this 14 times last month, which is more than I normally use it. I typically use about 10 times in a month, but I was really hoping to hit pan in this one so I could have something to roll out. So I added in a few more uses within the week. I really forced myself to focus on this, but I didn't hit pan, and that's okay. Again, I really do need to work on being patient and not feeling as though I have to hit a goal all the time. If I don't hit a goal, it's okay. I will still continue to use things as regularly as I can just because it makes me excited to see the progress, and I know that usage equals progress. So I probably will stick to using most products every single day, but with products like these, I do need to kind of let myself know to calm down. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. I don't know how quickly this will go. I'm hoping for pan next month, but if not, that's okay. Ultimately, I would like to just keep with around 10 uses a month to be sure that I'm actually using it regularly. The next product is a product that never seems to have any progress, even though I use it frequently, but it is my Bobbi Brown eyeliner. You can see it's, I don't know, can you see? I have used it a lot. I feel like every time I take a picture of it, you can't tell a difference hardly. I think that's because I'm kind of working on the sides, and so I just don't get down to the bottom. So kind of like working up here, and I'm kind of trying to like weave my way down, I guess. Yeah, I feel like the bottom isn't expanding very much, so it doesn't really feel like I'm making progress, even though I know I am. But again, this is kind of one of those long haul products. I want to get it used up because it's just not my favorite method of applying eyeliner. It is a good product. It's just not my favorite. I did use this 17 times last month, which I think I said my goal was to stick around 20. So not quite where I wanted to be, but I am happy with the fact that I'm regularly reaching for it. That puts me at a total of 39 uses since the beginning of this project. So yeah, again, I don't really know. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish this up this year, but having it in a project really does help me focus on it and make sure I'm using it. So yeah, hopefully you can see some progress in there. I don't know, maybe you can see it better here than in pictures. But I'm just gonna keep trucking away on this, and hopefully we'll see some real progress as the months progress. We're 3 products away from being finished up, so we're almost there. Next up is my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in the shade Pillow Talk. Last month I had a bit of a mishap with this when I was sharpening it. I lost some of the product, so I didn't actually make as much progress as it seems on my markings, but I'll just go ahead and show you what it looks like now. I'm gonna try to hold up the paper for you this time. I haven't been doing that so far, but we're gonna give it a shot this time. So here is the pencil, here's what's left of it. It looks so baby, doesn't it? It's so itty bitty. But then you hold it up to the paper and you see there's actually a decent amount of product left. So you think you're doing well, and then you hold it up here and you're just kind of like, oh, well, that's gonna take forever. But yeah, as you can see, my progress from January, from the intro to the end of January, was pretty slim. And then this last month, it just hopped like crazy because I lost that product. But yeah, I'm not entirely certain where this liner stops. So I could be further along than I think. And again, since it's dried up enough to where it chunked off one time, I'm a little nervous that it might do it again. So theoretically, I might be closer to finishing it up than I thought. I originally thought that I would have this done by the end of March. But now I'm realizing that it's probably going to be more like May, if product doesn't fall off again. I feel like I'm making decent progress on it, especially since I lost that bit of product. I used this a total of 23 times last month for a project total of 49 uses. So I feel like that's pretty good. I'm using it most days. It works with pretty much every lipstick that I have. I'm finding that in the future, I don't think I want to add lip pencils to projects, just because I think I only have 3, and I kind of like the idea of just rotating through them and making sure I'm giving each of them use throughout the month, rather than just focusing in on one and not making progress on the others as much. So I don't think I'll add another lip liner in once I finish this one up, but I just kind of make sure that I'm using the other ones regularly. The next product is also on this pad, which you might have seen a little bit of a spoiler, but hopefully not too much of one. But it is my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Pillow Talk. And as you can see by the markings, I made a pretty good amount of progress. And as you can see by the bullet itself, there's not much of this left at all. So I'm making some really excellent progress on this. So looking at my markings, and then knowing markings from last year, because I was working on this last year, I think I can definitely get this flattened out by the end of this next month. I've heard that there's a decent amount of progress once inside the bullet that you can dig out, and I'm definitely going to dig it out of here. But once I do that, I'm not much for cream blushes. I don't really like doing that. I feel like it's an extra, I don't know, I feel like it's a bit of a hassle, and I just prefer to use powder products. Plus I have a decent amount of powder blushes that I would like to get used up, so I'd rather focus on those than turn this into a powder or a cream blush when I already like it as a lipstick. So I think what I'll probably do, once I flatten it out, I'm going to dig it out and put it into a little pot and then use it as a lipstick. I don't know if I'll keep it in this project or if I'll go ahead and move on and just use it up throughout the rest of the year. I think I'll probably just keep it in the project just to make sure that I use it up and to kind of give you guys an update on it. But let me know what you think. If you want me to make sure it's still in the project once I dig it out, let me know. If you think that it's fine, you know, once I flatten it, you don't really care anymore, it's used up as far as you're concerned, that's fine. I don't want to bore you guys with using the same product over and over and over again if you don't really care about like once I dig it out or anything like that. But yeah, just let me know if you would prefer for me to go ahead and roll it out at that point or leave it in, because I hope that I'll be able to have it completely flattened out by the end of March. As far as usage goes, I used it 18 times last month for a total of 39 uses in this project. I'm thinking that it'll probably be about 50 to 60 total uses to get it completely flat, but I will keep you updated on that, of course. Okay, we're here at the final product of today's project, and that is my NARS Audacious lipstick samples. This came with 8 samples originally, and I have been randomly rolling them in to work out at a time. Now, today I am wearing one of them. During last month, I had the shade Raquel in, which was a really nice kind of pinky nude tone. I really loved that one, and I got that one actually used up in 2 weeks. So it took me exactly 10 uses to finish Raquel up. This was its sample pack. You can see I went ahead and I dug it out. I probably could have gotten another use out of there, but I decided to just dig it out, put it in a pot, and then whatever I got done, I got done. It would be kind of hard to dig the rest of this out of here, so I'm not gonna split hairs over this. This is a sample. It gave me the information I needed to know. I did like this. I will probably pick this up at some point in the future once I get through some of the products that I already have. But since I got through that pretty quickly in the month, I think it was like halfway through the month I finished it up, I went ahead and I rolled another one in, which was the shade Annabella. So it was this little sample. You can kind of see the color there. It's actually the color I'm wearing today. And I went ahead and I put it in the same pot that I had put Raquel in, which was my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector pot that I finished up last year. But that's it right there. Today is officially my 5th use of it. It took me about 2 weeks to get here. I am just not very good at wearing colorful lip products. I really like this color on myself. Like, I think it looks really good, but I don't like it. I know that sounds really ridiculous, and backwards to think it looks good on yourself but not like it, but I just don't feel confident wearing colors that are this bright and intense. So while I think it looks good and I feel like it works with my skin tone and undertone and everything like that, I'm just not much for red lipstick. I always think it looks nice, and then I think about the idea of leaving the house and I'm like, no, this is not something I'm comfortable with. So with that in mind, I did put a usage goal on the bright colors in this sample kit. So just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, these 2 shades were both bright reds, and then this one is kind of like a reddy pink. I have a feeling it's going to turn out to be like a kind of a hot pink tone. And then this one being a super, super deep brown, and this one being a deeper brown. I put a 5 use goal on all of them because I just know it takes me so long to use them, even 5 times. I had Rita in January, and it took me the entirety of January to make myself use it 5 times. I know some people would probably say, don't use those shades at all. It's not worth hate panning. But I do want to go ahead and get use out of them. I don't feel like I don't want to just throw them in the trash without at least giving them a shot. So I figure I can mix them in. I can occasionally do a bold lip at home and just do that for fun, just to see if I even like the color on myself. I feel like it might sound a little weird, but sometimes I need to put a color like this on to remind myself that I don't like wearing them, because I see other people wear them and I'm like, oh, I need one of those. I need a bright red lipstick or a bright pink lipstick. It looks so cool. But then I put it on myself and I realize it's not my style. It's not what I feel comfortable in. So there's no reason for me to buy them. So it's kind of nice having to force myself to wear them to remind myself I don't need to buy them. Again, that might sound kind of weird, but it is kind of nice to be sure that I know, okay, I don't need that product. So anyways, on to usage. I did use Raquel again 10 times, and then I used Annabella 5 times. So I'm officially going to empty this out of here. And now I'm going to actually roll 2 new shades in. So I was thinking about it and I decided that I wanted to work on 2 shades a month. That way, if I do get like a red tone or a deeper tone, I won't just be working on it and then potentially not work on any other shades in the month, since it takes me so long to try to work on them. So I want to give myself some options in case I do roll in a deeper shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and we have these numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If either of these 2 are rolled in, that's just 5 uses for them. I'm gonna wait and see on this one because I do like more neutral brown toned lip colors on me. So I don't know, I'm gonna swatch that and see how if I think I'll actually be able to use it up, or if I'll just wanna use it 5 times and be done with it. But then if I roll either of these in, I will definitely use them up like I did Raquel. I'm going to randomly generate them. So let's see, 1, 2. So that was 2 and 5, which is Anna and Bet, or Betty. Betty? How do you say that? I'm gonna say it Bet because I believe that's how it's pronounced. And then, so Anna and Bet, so a neutral and a 5 use. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in my pot real quick so you can kind of see what that looks like. Here are the samples emptied, and here's what they look like in the pot. So again, this is Anna and this is Bet. I'm gonna empty Anna, and then Bet I'm just gonna use 5 times. Actually, they might work pretty well together. Anna looks like it's a pretty like mauve, dusty rose kind of tone. And then Bet looks kind of like a purpley, like a deep purple brownish tone. I'll go ahead and swatch them for you just so you can kind of see. All right, these are not the greatest swatches in the world, and I was completely wrong. Bet is actually more of like a burgundy wine tone. So it's not brown at all, and it is more of like that purpley red. So actually I do like it. Again, I think it's gonna be a little more intense than I would personally prefer. So yeah, just 5 uses unless I just happen to really love it, in which case I will use it up. But then Anna is definitely, it's an easy color for me to use. Very pretty dusty pink. And I do think those would actually work really well. So like maybe put this on and then top it with this one. So I'm kind of excited about having 2 options with it rather than just having the one to focus on. I don't know that one. Again, I used it 10 times for Raquel, 5 times for Rita, and 5 times for Annabella. So 20 times in total. We'll have approximately 15 more uses next month. And then we'll just have 3 more shades to get through. So hopefully I can get through all of those pretty quickly, maybe have that out by the end of April. We'll see, maybe May. Just depends on how quickly I can use them and how much I enjoy using these different colors. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see my progress as I continue on throughout the year. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I so appreciate you giving me a little bit of your day. I'll see you guys in the next one.